World War II story of the 1st Special Service Force is an important chapter in the war against Germany. Also known as the Black Devils, they were the first ever combined U.S. and Canadian combat unit. They trained at Fort Harrison in Helena, Montana, and the intensity and effectiveness of their training is legendary.
The training was rough and tough and fast.
One of the notable landmarks of Fort Harrison that the force will remember certainly is Muscle Mountain, and I'm not sure the forcemen speak kindly of it.
Little did we know what we were getting into.
In the combat training, you had to depend on the next person for survival purposes.
By the time we had finished our training, it didn't matter whether you're Canadian or American.
Everybody was working together, training together for the mission.
In 6 months, we had been viciously trained to do the job.
In war, the 1st Special Service Force were liberators. Accounts of their battles, bravery, and sacrifice so long ago still inspire us today.
2nd Regiment was given the job of getting into the first action, which happened to be a mountain called La Defensa. There's nothing but solid rock up there. You couldn't dig a foxhole if you wanted to. When the mortars started coming in, I guess it must have hit pretty close in, because some of the guys said I got blown about 15 feet in the air.
They needed help on the Anzio beachhead. We stayed there for 99 days and we fought the Germans back. And we moved off the beachhead and we went to several little towns and villages and made sure the enemy were gone. We reached Rome on June the 4th, 1944.
Today, members of the 1st Special Service Force Association return to those same battlegrounds, not only to honor the memories of their fathers, grandfathers, uncles, and fallen comrades, but to also honor their ideals.
The Germans were defending a Nazi doctrine. Evan wouldn't have had a life under the Third Reich. As soon as I heard we were going to have the opportunity to climb La Defensa, I absolutely knew that was someplace that Evan needed to be.
We lost many of our very brave soldiers here. American blood and Canadian blood has been spilled.
That was rough. The weather was terrible, the snow and sleet and rain and cold, bitterly cold. But we took the mountain.
As an American, as a Canadian, as an Italian, this place is sacred.
Staff Sergeant 1-1. McNally, Staff Sergeant 6-3. Michaels, Private 5-3. Mills, T4 3-1. Nelson, Private, Headquarters. Palmer, Sergeant 3-1. Perry, Captain 2-3. Pierce, Major, Headquarters. Phillips, Sergeant 5-1. Pike, Sergeant 4-1. Presnell, T5-1-1. Price, Private 2-3.
As the group visited the towns and villages liberated during the war, there were parades and celebrations in honor of the force.
It was such an unexpected surprise. I don't even have the words to describe the feeling of the people there.
When we go into these little towns that the forcemen liberated, a lot of the people who are there now, were here when the boys were here. These people came out to tears, they talk, they want to tell us their story.
Nos patries, privées de leur liberté.
It is with much emotion that we welcome today those who jeopardize their youth coming from so far away to liberate our countries deprived from any basic freedom.
The legacy of the Black Devils, however, also carries the complicated and painful price of war. Visits to the war cemeteries offer moments of reflection as family members and veterans ponder the price still being paid today.
These are men of whom we know photographs, stories, family situations, and how we lost them. So we return to the men we know.
I can visualize the members that are there that were killed in action, that were close to me. I saw so many of them killed in action that it's pretty sad.
We try to understand it, but I don't think in our lifetimes, unless we were there, that we'll ever totally understand.
Some come because their father once told them something, and they have come to see if it was really so. Some come simply out of a special religious feeling they have for the force. Some come because they need to reconnect. When we go up to these hills and we see what they were up against, what went on in their souls, when we can grasp just a bit by being in those places, we are opening an area of understanding which otherwise we could not have.
So it was important to come on this trip to get a sense of what he may have gone through, just in terms of seeing the geography that they had to battle.
After seeing this area, the mountain, I can't imagine what these men went through.
But I had my questions. I had things that I was searching for, but everybody has a question, many questions.
As a child, there was not always, but at unpredictable times, there were outbursts of unexplainable anger, maybe rage, and it was difficult. And we didn't know, we didn't understand, we were children. The other day had the honor and the privilege to climb to the top of Mount La Defensa, and at the top, I looked over the side and I said, I understand now. And I forgave my father this rage.
Some people had questions about why their fathers were the way they were. Well, coming here has brought them closer to answering those questions that they grew up with.
I feel that the value of this organization and the thing that will continue into the future is the cathartic opportunity that we have when we come together as a group.
I see going forward, this is a value. First of all, this is not just our generation. It's not their generation, it's not just our generation. It's absolutely the generations to come.
The legacy of the 1st Special Service Force is being passed down through us to the next generation.
It's not just history, it's also our future, because we need to keep it going. It's what they did for us, we have to carry it on.
I'm proud that I was one of the 1st Special Service Force. I'm proud that I have friends who are members of the force, and I'm proud that some of those friends and I went through hell. And I'm proud that we did the job we were given to do.
These men faced incredible fear with incredible determination.